fear. We demand this right as a civil liberty, and we demand this as a human right.
The centenary of the Representation of the People Act, when some women got the vote, and we're kind of bookending it today on International Women's Day. We've been holding a series of events around the city. There are a few more events to come, but this is something that we all kind of feel, the idea of the Knicker Revolution is basically to say it doesn't matter what we wear, you know, on the inside or the outside, we should still be free, we should still just be in the city and not be afraid. So thank you for listening to us, and have a brilliant International Women's Day. Thank you very much.
As professor in media and gender at Newcastle University, do you think that it still makes sense nowadays in the 21st century to make this Knicker Revolution here in Newcastle?
Yes, it's we've had 100 years of, you know, some women having the vote, but we still have the gender pay gap, we still have violence against women, women are still being killed by their partners and ex-partners, we still have period poverty. There are still many things that we haven't resolved as a society, not just in the UK but generally, and using International Women's Day as a day to call those things out, but also to celebrate the kind of great things that we are as women, how we're empowered, how we empower each other, how we can work collectively, how we can sing songs and call attention to those issues in a way it's a positive way, it's an empowering way. So yeah, it's important. We still need to, every International Women's Day, every day we need to be saying something about, you know, where we are, what we're doing and how we can make a change in society.
And why the knickers?
Knickers is because we're trying to kind of just, it's very much about, it doesn't matter what we wear on the inside or the outside. If we wear thongs or big girls' knickers, actually it doesn't matter. That does not make us vulnerable to sexual assault. This is not an invitation. What we wear as our underwear is not an invitation for sexual violence. We should be allowed, we should wear whatever we want and still feel safe. So we're showing everyone our knickers because we're not afraid.
Could you tell us what will you do after with these knickers?
Well, we're not sure. We don't know what we're going to do afterwards, but it'd be very nice to have it as a kind of installation, art installation, so that's our plan at the moment.
Okay. I know that you were doing as well some collection to send.
Yes,
could you explain it?
Smalls for All. So we've also been collecting pre-loved bras and new knickers as to send to Smalls for All, which are a charity that distributes underwear to girls and women in Africa.
Where's the persecuted for our dress? Why can't women wear what we choose? We judge our looks from our head to our shoes. Knicker Revolution. Make change is the only solution. Knicker Revolution is coming our way. Refuse to be abused, blamed and shamed. We will walk our streets free from fear. Is that too much to ask in our society? 1, 2, 3, 4. A Knicker Revolution. A Knicker change is the only solution. Knicker Revolution is coming our way. It's a man's world. Women have less pay, less perks and rights at work. No breaks for us or medical leave. Menstruation to motherhood, there's no reprieve. 1, 2, 3, 4. A Knicker Revolution. A Knicker change is the only solution.
Here, and you sing one song,
Yes.
the Knicker Revolution. Do you think that music can help as well in this issue?
I think music is a hugely important tool.
I think in many ways, especially like today, you know, the subjects which I was singing about and the choir was singing about would have been probably quite hard for people to hear spoken. You know, if I showed you the lyrics and the text of the song, you would probably get, you know, if it was spoken, it would come across in a different way to if it's sang. And I think it's singing, especially you know, the style of song, the way that I arrange the music, it's deliberately groovy and funky, and you know, there's a bit of a swing and there's lots of parts and hooks and grooves, but the message behind it is really quite a serious one, and it's one I think that is quite challenging to hear. You know, there's every verse contains a question. You know, is that what we expect from our society? You know, from menstruation to motherhood, there's no reprieve. You know, there's loads of quite serious issues there, but dressed up in a nice tune.
A part of this event today, are you involved in other activities who tried to empower women?
Yes, I've been involved with. I've been organising events for International Women's Day for many years. Either as a performer, activist, or now you know, organising and creating events. I'm currently involved with the WASPI campaign. I've been doing quite a lot of work with the North East WASPIs, who are the Women Against State Pension Inequality, who are a self-organised grassroots movement of women who are challenging the UK government's recent changes to women who are, changes to pensions basically. So women who are now born in the 1950s don't have the right to their pension. They have to wait, depending on when they were born, because it's an incremental change that has been instated. The women have to wait, some of them up to 67 for their pensions. So I've got people in my family, in my community, in my networks, in my, you know, friends who are now have worked all their life. You know, many women especially who have worked manual jobs, nursing, for example.
Why are you here today singing in this Knicker Revolution?
I'm here to support our sisters and to remember all those fantastic women who have been here before, over the last 100 years and more, campaigning for women's rights.
Yeah.
And although we've come a long way since 100 years ago, we still have a long way to go. So some of the issues that our sisters over there raise are around pay, around sexual abuse and harassment, around domestic violence, around all sorts of issues like that. We still have a long way to go.
So you still think that even today in the 21st century it makes sense for you to be here raising your voice in this movement?
Absolutely, we still have a long way to go. 2 women a week are still killed by their partners, you know, in this country. I'm involved in rape crisis. Women are still being sexually assaulted and abused. Women still don't get equal pay at work. They're still discriminated against in all sorts of ways. So the struggle continues, as they say.
Have you ever felt in the first person that kind of discrimination because of your woman?
I'm of advanced age, and if I go back, yes. I mean, I've been very fortunate in my working life to work mainly in the voluntary sector, mainly with women. But many of my friends have been affected in all sorts of ways. And I suppose for me, being born back in the 1940s, my aspirations were very limited, you know, because in those days, girls growing up in those times were expected to be wives and and mothers, really, and that's all. I didn't do that, but I still think that I was quite limited in my aspirations. Yeah. And I think it's fantastic that, you know, young women today think that it's, you know, the world is theirs, and so it is. Women should be able to do whatever they want to do. I think it's fantastic. And I just want to give my support to, say, all these fantastic women who are raising their voices again, because there's a whole period when women didn't want to talk about it, but I think that we have a new generation of young feminists who are, you know, making waves, and I think it's fantastic.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.